It's very funny. It's real funny. My YouTube channel is under attack. Yes. I have a video that was taken down and that was given a strike. And let me tell you something, people. I know that my YouTube channel has been under attack. That's why I took away the monetization. Because monetizing the channel was giving my attackers a way to take me down. So what I did is I took down monetization. Okay, taking down monetization was not enough, and now they are going at my content. Who are my attackers? My attackers are African Americans. It's the black people. I don't know why. I don't know why they are discriminating against me. They are attacking me. They are sanctioning me. They are tempering with my livelihood, my freedom of speech, and it's okay. It's why is it okay for you to attack my YouTube channel, attack me in real life, attack me on the job, attack me in the streets, attack me everywhere? Why is that okay? Why is that okay? So I did a series of vlogs where I'm looking for, they took my video down. I did a series of vlogs where I had African American culture part 1, African American culture part 2, African American culture part 3. And in the part 3 I was talking about the African American males. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. On the contrary, the African American males, they are proving everything I said in the vlog. Instead of you people leaving my vlog out, so my point of view will be heard, you take it apart, and you call it hate speech. I am under attack by African Americans, and it's very funny because I live in African American neighborhoods. I have African American friends. I have super good friends. I have people in my past, in my present. Every day I cannot escape the African Americans because they are the people in every service jobs. A lot of times when I go to the service jobs, they hurt me. They do things to play with me. And those are people I don't even know. They've never met me. They don't even know me. But yet they're doing things to hurt me. They're doing things to hurt my life. I can give example of what I'm talking about. Like I have a post office that I go to. I go to the post office and I'm a nice person. Because I'm a nice person, the lady at the counter, she puts me under suspicion that I'm misusing my envelopes. All of a sudden, they stop taking my mail. African Americans doing this to me. I don't know. You have to go and ask them why they discriminate and why they hurt my life and why they attack my life. You got to go ask them. I don't know why. So, I'm giving an example of what happened to me at my local post office with African Americans again. So I'm at the post office. I'm being really nice to the woman who's at the counter. All of a sudden, she accuses me and they stop taking my envelopes. Imagine this is my local post office. Now I got to drive all the way, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and that's my gas. That's my time. All of a sudden, the African Americans, they have totally changed my life. They have totally destroyed my life. But will they acknowledge it? Will they take account for what they've just done to me? So what I decided to do is I decided to go back to the post office. And I'm saying, why are you people not taking my envelope? You know what they tell me? Oh, well, this envelope is only for flat letters. Mind you, the envelope says flat rate. You can put any amount of rate on it. Let me grab an envelope. Because I really want you people to understand that what's going on with me is absolutely dangerous because I'm under attack by African Americans. They've attacked me in the courts. They've attacked my business. They've attacked me at the jobs. They're attacking my YouTube channel. It's not funny. I gotta go find an envelope. It's not anywhere near, so give me a minute, please. Give me a few. Where do I have envelopes? This is real life. Give me a second, people. I'll be back. I gotta go find an envelope. So because I use the word niggas, so you can use the word nigga and I cannot use the word nigga. Why? Why? So this is the envelope. This is what the priority envelope looks like. I'm just explaining to you the various things that African Americans do to me. And they do it in the real life. They come on my YouTube channel. They strike the channel. They make my life impossible. They have been attacking my livelihood. They have been waiting for me in the courts to destroy me. Why? 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 So this is what happened at the local post office. I use these envelopes for my business. I do daily shipping. My business is doing really well. So obviously the women at the post office, they don't like the fact that my business is doing really well, or I don't know why, but all of a sudden they tell me they're not taking my envelopes anymore. They tell me I need to use flat letters. This envelope is only for flat letters. If it bulges, you cannot use it. Those are the African Americans, okay, making my life hell. Imagine if I don't use my local post office, where the hell do I go? All of a sudden, I cannot use my local post office. They've totally changed my life. They've totally fucked my life. And this is not the first time. Mind you, you've been on this YouTube channel. You heard about stories where I was working at my job that I love. An African-American girl comes and she fires me. For what? Why? They cannot say why. They just don't like me. They just hate me. I don't know why. They discriminate. They make my life impossible. And because I come on YouTube and I vent, you people want to take away my YouTube channel as well. Take it away, because that will make me focus more on the money. Take away the fucking YouTube and watch me become a millionaire even faster, because that fucking YouTube is a fucking distraction. So take it the fuck away and see if you hurt me. Nothing is attached to this Haitian, to this native, to this Indian, to this Taino, Caribbean, American. Nothing is attached to her. I'm a spiritual being. You can take away every fucking thing. Take away my life. Fuck. Take it away and watch me transform. You people think you can sanction people, you can discriminate, you can make people's life hell. You are not allowed to make my life hell. You're not allowed to attack my life. You're not allowed to take my life. You're not allowed to exercise power and to make my life hell. So you see this envelope, it says one rate, any weight, and the people are discriminating, right? So I go to the post office and I tell them I'm going to report you guys, because obviously, and when I go to the other post office, they take the envelope in the same town, in the same area. Obviously, they have some problem against me. And I call the manager, and the manager says, you see, it says flat rate. That means flat. It has to say flat. I say, oh my God, this man is standing in front of me and he says flat rate. Envelope means flat. The envelope has to stay flat. Can you believe this is what they're using to discriminate? And so finally, I don't know what happened. I don't know if somebody gave somebody a memo. About a few weeks ago, something told me, well, go back to your local post office, because I'm driving so far. They've changed my life. They've destroyed my life in that area, in that zone, not my entire life, but in that routine of going to the post office and maintaining my business. Now they've destroyed the routine. Now I got to drive 20 minutes, 15 minutes away with gas, time, and the traffic is not the same from going to your local post office. So those people have power. When you go to any office, it's the African Americans who manage that office, who maintain that office. What have I been saying in my YouTube channel that is so hard? What I have been saying in my YouTube channel is that the people who call themselves niggas, they are black niggas, they are white niggas, they are African American, white, and blacks. The same. They are nothing different about them. There is nothing different about them. They are the same. The African Americans, where do they come from? Okay, they call themselves Americans, they call themselves Africans, but as far as history is concerned, these are the old Hebrew slaves. So what have I been saying in my YouTube channel that is not true? For you to attack my life, attack my livelihood, attack everything. So that is just one example of what happened at the post office, how they decided to stop me from using my post office. And we're not talking about jobs that I don't get because African Americans just don't like my accent. They don't like me. They don't like anything about me. Mr. Zadam, listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is nothing new to me. I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, where African Americans used to hate Haitians. This is how I grew up. So if you think you can break me down with discrimination, with racism and this and that and other, you won't be able to break me down that way. You won't. Because I have been living under these circumstances for a long time. As a Haitian, I don't remember a time when African Americans loved us. I have African American friends whom I love. We share love. Those are individual circumstances because the African American society is diverse. There are some people who call themselves African Americans. Those people may as well be Native Americans. Whereas there are some people who call themselves African Americans. Those are people who come from other countries. There are people who call themselves African Americans. Those are slaves, old Hebrew slaves. There are African Americans who are respectful, who come from reputable families. There are African Americans who are just in the streets, drugged, passed out. So that's the reality of the culture these people have created in the Americas. But when I highlight it, I'm an author. I have the right to speak. You cannot make my life hell. You cannot make my life miserable. Ladies and gentlemen, I told you how, again, African Americans were waiting for me in the court of law to arrest me about a year ago. When are you going to stop? You have to understand, I am going to my country. I am not staying here. You have to understand, if you take away this YouTube channel, you might do me a great big favor. I do need to focus on my shit. So if I don't come on YouTube, it's not because I don't have anything to say. It's because I'm working. I'm busy. I'm busy. And because you people have targeted me because of these commentaries, my life has been made something to be watched out for. And it's you, the African Americans. Why are you targeting me? Because I am no longer allowing you to piggyback on my skin color for destruction. Ahaha. That's the problem. Look at the destruction you're doing. You can say nigga, I cannot say nigga. So why can you say nigga? I thought everybody could say nigga. I'm not saying the N-word, I'm saying nigga. You saying nigga, I'm saying nigga. So I can't say nigga? No. I am no longer allowing you to use my skin color to piggyback on my skin color for destruction. And you have to understand, I'm making this clear. I'm not hiding this. I am no longer allowing African Americans to piggyback on my skin color for destruction. And that's why you hate me? Ha ha ha. That's it? That's why you're targeting me? Because I'm no longer allowing you to piggyback on my skin color for destruction. And I'm not afraid to make it publicly known, I am no longer allowing any slave. The Haitian slaves. Hey, those, I got a major problem with them. Oh, you wish you were them, because then, my goodness, if I could go back into history, imagine what I would do to those slaves. They're not allowed either. You think it's just you? Hey. Darling, you are getting the easy part of it. Because this is slave territory. The United States is slave territory. So when I'm in United States, I recognize this slave territory. I watch myself. I don't get on the bad part of the slaves. I know the slaves have a lot of power. The African Americans, they have a lot of power. They've been making a lot of waste out of humanity. But they've acquired a lot of power. So when I'm in the United States, I watch myself. I try my best not to offend the slaves. But Haitian slaves, they are mine. Those slaves belong to me. I do what I want with my slaves. Fuck out of here. Those are my fucking slaves. So you think you can come to the Americas? I come to the Americas. I don't tell the white nigga what to do with their slaves. So you think you can tell me what to do with my Haitian slaves? I want to put my Haitian slaves to work. What do you want to do with your slaves? You want to put your slaves to work too. Trump wants to put his slaves to work. All the leaders of the world, they want to put their slaves to work. Me, I recognize my Haitian slaves. I recognize their deficiencies. But I recognize that the African American slaves have been the author of those deficiencies. They have been creating propaganda for their elitist masters to disseminate around the world to corrupt people on the basis of skin color. I deny your affiliation with me based on skin color. I don't know you. And I'm telling you, skin color does not have enough substance to maintain the concept of race. But the African Americans insist as if I lied. What did I say that was a lie? Skin color does not have enough substance to maintain the concept of race. Let me repeat it slowly. Let me drink a water. Let me drink a water. Skin color does not have enough substance to maintain the concept of race. That's not a lie. So why are the African Americans coming to sanction my channel, to make my life hard, to fire me from jobs, to make shit hard? I'm still making a living. Right now, my business is doing fairly well. I hope they don't come and attack my business too. This is always a state of fear. The African Americans, they want you to be fearful of them. They want you to be fearful of the white men. Oh, don't go here. The white men will kill you. Don't go here. The white men will hurt you. Some places you go, the white men actually help you. Some places you go, the African Americans actually help. Some places you go, the African Americans hurt. Some places you go, the white men hurt. People hurt. Humans hurt. The skin color is not going to tell me who's going to hurt me. Because a lot of times when I'm making my life, it's African Americans who hurt me. African Americans just broke in front of my house and took my mail. African Americans broke in my business and took my fucking shit. Do you see me coming in here and say, all black men are thieves? No, I don't do that. Because I know that's what humans do. Just like African Americans can do it, white men can do it. African Americans can hurt, white men can hurt. So the African Americans, their system is to build fear into you just because you have black skin just like them. They're going to make you be fearful of them. They're going to make you be fearful of their massa. And that's the African American game of racism. Racism is a propaganda. And I've been saying it. What have I said that is a lie? What have I said that is a lie? So why are you people attacking my channel? Why are you people attacking my jobs, my business? Why are you people attacking me in court? Why are you people attacking me like in places like, let me make this clear. I have been to court recently and I finally met a super African American judge. I wish I had his name down. In Atlanta. This judge has the best courtroom in the fucking country. So what am I going to say? All black judges are great? No, this is an exceptional human. But the African Americans, they want to make life about skin color when it's not. My ancestors never were about that. So why would I listen to you? You just came to the Americas. I'm listening to you. What have I said that is a lie? Did you not come to the Americas recently? Didn't you, the African American people, didn't you just arrive in the Americas? And now you want to make me like you when I have been here for centuries. I have a land, I have a nation. Do you know how long it takes to get a nation, to get a country? Go ask the Jewish. Go ask them. They've been fighting for centuries to get a piece of land. And my ancestors, we have a piece of land for centuries. You think I'm going to deny that piece of land just because of your skin color? Get the fuck out of here. What have I said? That is a lie. What have I said? That is a lie. And if you had a nation, would you deny it from me just because of the skin color? Skin color does not maintain enough relationship for me to do all that for you, for me to destroy myself for you. You people are foolish. You're foolish like Eddie Griffin. Okay, it so happens that I love African American culture, but I know the difference between culture and reality. I know the difference between art and reality. Art doesn't mimic reality to me. Reality, my reality is not going to mimic art to me. Okay, art is going to mimic me. Art is going to repeat an event in my life and it's going to articize it. I don't know if that's a word, but I just made it up. But I'm not going to look at Wakanda and all of a sudden I'm living in Wakanda. That is foolish to my culture. So I respect your culture. I'm not going to tell you, oh, don't wear your Wakanda t-shirt. Don't do Wakanda. Wakanda is not for you. No, I'm never going to tell you that. That's your culture. You want to take Wakanda and make it real life. That's you. You want to take roots and make it real life. That's you. And in the same moment, when you keep doing that, you are giving me an impression that your whole slavery is just made up shit. You're just taking shit and you're just turning it into real life. And then you tell me to lament just because my skin color is like you. So you are abusing my skin color. And you, not only are you abusing my skin color, you are here to make me fearful of your elitist master, to make me fearful of him. Oh, don't go here. The white man will wait for you. Kevin Hart has a show on television. I don't watch television, but I saw about 15 minutes of the show about maybe 3 weeks ago. I don't know, 2 weeks. And everything it was teaching, There's racism. Be careful. White people have been bad. But for somebody to be bad to you, you have to let them. So you and the white man or your white nigga friend, or you and the black nigga, you say nigga, I cannot say nigga. You go and you let each other abuse each other, and then you want to make it a case for me to lament. When I have a nation, I have land, I have things, I have agriculture, I have things to worry about for real. So I should abandon all of that and then start talking about my skin color, and that's life. And if I don't want to do that, you attack me. I don't want to do that. So keep fucking attacking then. Or you're gonna keep doing that? Because I don't want to focus on my skin color. I want to focus on my growth, on my spiritual development. I want to focus on my life as a human horse. I want to focus on my life as a human horse. Look at this. Look at this. This review I did. Tyler Perry, the haves and the have-nots. So where was I bashing? Like, I have a right to speak of my own opinion, of my own POV. But you can speak your POV, but I cannot speak my own POV.
To know about the government is actually stealing money from American citizens.
So you have a POV, but I don't. So this is one of my videos. I just came across that, and I thought I had done an excellent job with this. I thought I had done an excellent job.
2 and 3. In my review, my premise is that Hannah, this story is the story of the 21st century African American slave, and Tyler Perry is the master knower of what that slave acts like, behaves like. I would even venture to say that the fact that Tyler Perry has made this character Hannah normal, secondly, makes me question his motive, because I know this is his community service and he has done best to show us what a slave act like. And if we cannot see it, that is not his fault. But at the same time, he's also presenting the slave as a normal entity, and that's not normal to do that. So
that's the African American's job. Their job is to present the slave as a normal entity, but that's not my culture. So I'm supposed to succumb just because I'm in the United States. So why don't you go bother the Chinese? Why don't you go bother the Indians from Asia? Why don't you go bother all these people with black skin? Why don't you go to Malaysia and go berserk? Why do you come here in the Americas and insist on me losing my land, on me losing my identity, because you want to normalize the existence of a slave?
To do, because when I went into parts 1 and 2 of the review, I did not elaborate enough on why I said that the character Hannah compromises her own spirituality. What we find in the slaves, the African American slaves, is we find that they all have the same ways of compromising their spirituality. And Tyler Perry did a great job at showing those ways. All I have to do now is point them out to you. And if you're behaving like Hannah in those instances and those events, you are displaying the behaviors of a slave. You are a slave.
So what did I do? I pointed out what you're doing.
Like I mentioned before, is that on any given moment, Hannah relinquishes whatever power she does not have to Jesus. For many people, that may seem like the right thing to do, but for people with common sense, the fact that Tyler Perry has made this character Hannah no.
Okay, maybe I skipped, maybe I went forward, but what I want to say is this: when you look at the people of the world, they are all saying Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. My nation, we are the only people who don't know Jesus. And I think that's why you people hate us. I think that's why all of you want to get together and destroy Haitians. Because we are the only people who can obviously admit we don't know Jesus. We don't have him in our geography. We don't have him in our history. And for the Haitians who are converted, they are no better than the Chinese who are converted, the Indians who are converted. People have been converted around the world. But you have to understand, you will not be able to convert every single human. You people have to relax, because I know you are searching for souls and you are looking for souls. And in my culture, when people say that, we have to run. You are playing with dangerous factors and you don't even know it. But when an African American comes to me and say, I come to win souls, I need to run. You want me to go against my ancestors' warning and don't run? Who says things like that? I come to win souls. Who says things like that? Those are very dangerous words. But the African Americans, they say those words like the things that, a lot of the things you do in your culture, those are the things that will make other humans run. Those are the things that will make other humans take refuge, like go take like. But you African Americans, you do it as if they were normal. You want to normalize crazy stuff. You want to normalize crazy human behaviors, and you're using racism, you're using slavery to get permission. And the elitist people, they are giving you permission. They are allowing you to use slavery because they know when you do it, you will destroy the rest of us humans. And they take your abnormal behaviors and they put them on televisions to ruin the rest of humanity, because if you put one bad orange in the basket full of oranges, it will ruin all the oranges. We are not talking about things that happen because we are black or white or yellow, purple. We are talking about things that happen because we are human beings. We are human beings, and those are the things that happens to those are the things that happen to the human animal, regardless of the color of the skin of that human animal. Human animals, we have processes that go with our humanity, and the African Americans, they have taken slavery to justify their destabilization of humanity. And I'm saying, stop using my skin color to ruin other humans. I'm not going to let you ruin my own nation without speaking. Of course, you guys have already ruined Haiti, but I will speak. Of course, I will speak. I'm an author. It's my job. I have creative rights to speak. Don't take away my rights, please. I beg you. I no beg. Fuck that shit.
Normal. Secondly, makes me question his motive, because I know this is his community service, and he has done best to show us what a slave act like. And if we cannot see,
I just took this blog by random.
But at the same time, he's also presenting the slave as a normal entity, and that's not normal to do that. So what I wanted to do, because when I went into parts 1 and 2 of the review, I did not elaborate enough on why I said that the character Hannah compromises her own spirituality. What we find in the slaves, the African American slaves, is we find that they all have the same ways of compromising their spirituality. And Tyler Perry did a great job at showing those ways. All I have to do now is point them out to you. And if you're behaving like Hannah in those instances and those events, you are displaying the behaviors of a slave. You are a slave. The first thing, like I mentioned before, is that on any given moment, Hannah relinquishes whatever power she does not have to Jesus. For many people, that may seem like the right.
The Jesus is the elitist massa. The African Americans, they cause a lot of destruction within the culture, the music, the behaviors, the neighborhoods, the interactions, and they put a lot of it on television. And they give the rights to the elite to use those as propaganda, film, footage, and they call it art. But if art is destroying, then what is it? Am I making that up, or is your art actually destroying? When you go in the neighborhoods, like when you go in the 9th Ward of New Orleans, my God, you think those are poor people? They're not poor. They got land in the country. They're living for free, most of them. They don't even have to pay rent. But then they're walking around the 9th Ward, acting as if they were poor, acting as if there is no other way to live. And why are African Americans propagating this image of that they are poor, of that they have no other way to make life, or that they are drug infested, when they are making choices to carry out those lifestyles? They're making choices to commit to those lifestyles. And then after they make choices to commit to those lifestyles, the elite come and take those images and propagandize it as if I'm supposed to be like that because my color skin is black. Are you fucking serious? Does that make sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. But you use slavery to tell me it's okay.
People with common sense, having had Jesus for 500 years and having had no solution, even if that was a typical abusive, battered relationship, someone in the community would have had to intervene and say, hey, listen, you've been with this man too long. He's taking too much of your time. He's taking too much of your energy. It's time for you to bounce. Oh, it's time for you to go. But this is not a typical event. This is something where people are exaggerating a situation that's not normal to make it look normal to the rest of us, to bring us in.
And that's what it's been. The t-shirts, the propagandas, the marches, the rallies. all of it has been exaggeration because where is the real tangible progress inside of those communities? So for people who are real leaders, I'm a real African American leader. I have worked on the ground for real. I have taken the streets for real. And at the end of the day, was I supposed to be sacrificed? Hell to the no. I know you people planned my sacrifice, but I'm saying hell to the no because I have moved on with other African Americans, other African American leaders who are sacrifice me, who are ready to suck everything I had from my Haitian tradition, suck it up, copy it, act as if it was theirs just because we black. This is ours. And then after they did all of that, they threw me away. They wanted to sacrifice me. So I have had real experiences where, with real leadership where I know this is an image. It's just a movement for business. It's just buzz. It's just propaganda. I'm not going to put my skin color in because my skin color does not tell you of my race. You are attacking my geography. You are attacking my culture. You are attacking my tradition, and you've already succeeded. Now, leave me alone. Leave me alone to talk about it. Leave me alone to talk to my people. You've already won.
Into a situation that's not normal. So that's why you normalize victims as none hurt or none affected. So when you take somebody like Hannah, she relinquishes her spiritual power at any given moment. She does it. It's no question about it. That's just what she's been trained to do. The behaviors of the slave is a training. You need not be shocked when you see him and her manifest in those ways. They all do the same things. Okay, I know the slaves very well. I have been amongst them for a very long time. I know, just like Tyler Perry knows, I know, and that's how come I can do this review.
So what's your problem? Your problem is because I know the African American culture fully well. I am an African American leader. So that's your problem because I know it too well. You fucking crazy people.
Of the haves and the have-nots, because we are no less qualified at the issues and what the slaves.
I am as qualified as Tyler Perry.
I would say that I'm at his level on this notion.
I am.
So, on any moment, Hannah the slave, she contradicts her own spirituality. For example, and I've given you this example of when Catherine's son hurts Hannah, what does Hannah do? Does Hannah go into an empowered situation where she physically reacts to put Catherine and her son to either face men's law or God's?
And that's the difference between the Haitian culture and the African American culture. In the Haitian culture of voodoo, if someone hurts your son, you hurt their son. But in the African American culture, if someone hurts your son, you pray for their son. That's two different cultures. So if I say that, you come and strike my channel. If I say that, you come and make my life hell. If I say that, you meet me in the courts to lock me up. I'm asking the African Americans to back the fuck up with the discrimination and the attacks. Stop attacking me. Attacking me is not going to make you better. Attacking me is not going to make you get a conscience. Attacking me is not going to change you because your own leaders are taking you apart. I'm not the one you should attack. You should go attack your leaders. Your leaders are taking you apart. Your leaders are giving you wrong messages while they live their lives. Otherwise, you think Oprah is living her life as you are? No. Listen, I love people in the hood. I stay in the hood. I flow in the hood. A lot of people in the hood, they're my homies. And listen to me. When I'm hanging out in the hood, you think Oprah hangs out like I'm hanging out in the hood? You think Oprah do what you do and I do and you and I do? No. They don't live like you do. They don't have the same conception like you do, but they propagate these messages to make you continue to act a fool. I need the African American population to wake up. I'm a leader. I'm telling you, wake up. I'm the only leader thus far that's telling you the whole complete truth and nothing but the truth. And you need to listen to me. I'm your only real leader. What else can I say to the African American people except that I'm your only real leader? Oprah's not acting like you do. Farrakhan's not acting like you do. Jesse's not acting like. So why are you acting like that? Their children are not acting like you are. They're not promoting their children to act like you do. Why are you sacrificing your own family? And why are you acting like just because my black skin is black that you know me? Stop. Let's get to reality. Let's get to work. Let's get to real family values. Let's get to real life. Okay?
Lorna, but she does not do that. She relinquishes the situation to Jesus. She does not make decisions in that moment. She hands it over to a non-proven entity to make that decision for her. I find that to be a behavior that all the slaves display. In addition to that, and Hannah goes deeper to show us who she is spiritually. And listen to this. When Catherine herself finds herself in a situation where her own son is now in the hospital, and her own son is now in a coma, okay? What does Catherine do? Catherine says, I cannot go. And what does Hannah do? Catherine is not the one who asked Hannah to volunteer, even though Catherine is praying to whatever she prays to. Oh, let Hannah volunteer. But it's Hannah who opens her mouth and says, I'll go see Wyatt for you. Oh man, that lady is such a slave, my God. She takes her own spirituality. When Catherine feels like she cannot pray, it's Hannah who volunteers and say, I'll pray for you. Catherine says, Hannah, pray for me. And Hannah takes that spirituality that she thinks that she can just give away for free, because guess what? People want authentic items. What do you think Europeans like people of melanin? They like authentic items. Everyone wants an authentic item. You want to pay for your Prada, you want to pay for your Gucci, but you will not pay for spirituality. You want it for free. And because the slaves do not know the price of spirituality, they hand it over for free. Hannah compromises her state each and every time, especially when it comes to her spirituality. Here she is volunteering to go pray for Wyatt. Who does that but a slave? Any common sense that if you, let's say Hannah did have some great powers, then what would give her the right to take that and hand it over to what's the woman's name? To Catherine and Wyatt. Who would she be to be a judge and to deem them righteous to give that grace at that moment? You see how the slave compromises herself in that moment? She's dispersing mercy when she herself sees none. Even when she herself is giving none.
Okay.
But she's dispersing mercy.
So what kind of mercy?
It's Tottenwell, you know.
So do you really have mercy? Because you have none, you have not taken none for yourself, and you're dispersing it as if it was fucking lollipops, as if it was mint candy at the doctor's office, and it's as if it was just free. Who does that? Is it really truly free?
No, this is Santa Claus. This is Tottenwell stuff for her. So
as if she's Santa Claus.
Hannah compromises herself once again. You see? And that's what the slave does. At any minute that the person the slave calls a master is in any type of danger, any type of peril, the slave will compromise herself to make sure that the master is well. And Hannah did that over and over and over and over again. She put Catherine first. Spiritually, Hannah does not even understand why she's a null equation spiritually. She's an equation that each and every time you solve it, you will get the same result. No matter how many fractions you cash out, no matter how many sines and cosines you resolve, no matter how many sins, how many constants, no matter how you flip the variables for this math equation that is the slave of the United States, it will remain constant. And that is what Hannah is. Hannah is a constant number on the equation. She does not understand that her spirituality, if she has such a thing, if she possesses such a thing, she doesn't understand how it would not be a good idea for her to disperse it to Catherine, because who is she? God is the one who disperses, not us humans.
Like what I'm saying right here, what is wrong? Those are the things I've observed. I didn't create this out of the blue. I don't know why African Americans are attacking my channel. I did not create this out of the blue. I just mentioned what I observe, what I see you do. And this is a TV show that you people manifest into real life. Real life cannot be taken from fiction. Fiction is derived from real life, not the other way around. The front of the house cannot turn into the back of the house.
Not us, judges of everyone else so harshly. Who are we that we would be given such great powers? And she also does not understand that when you take from yourself the grace that you've been giving and you give it to somebody else, then who's with you? Who has to give you? Who's going to be there for you? So this is what the slave does. Imagine that the slave was given a bucket of blessing, like that big, like a bucket of blessings, right? Imagine that the slave was giving such a bucket, and each time the slave kept dispersing and taking out of that bucket to free his slave master, to free his slave owner, to free the people who are indeed keeping her in that state, but she kept taking out of her spiritual grace, and she kept dispersing to these people. And when she needs it for herself, where is it? Where is it?
Where?
Okay, because the slave has a different notion of spirituality, because the slave has been taught to have a different notion of spirituality. When you take the concept of Jesus, the only people, and I'm not talking about people who talk about Jesus, because just because the Catholic Church is talking about Jesus does not mean they believe it. Just because the heads of state are mentioning Jesus does not mean they believe it. They mention it to leverage your conscience. They mention it because they know they've done a great job at manipulating your mental. So they mention it to pull your mental strings. Then just because they mention it does not mean they believe in it. Okay, it's their leverage against you. And if you ever were to get foolish, Jesus would put you in your place. And if you ever were to want your wealth, Jesus would put you in your place. And that's what Hannah does. Each time she gets an opportunity to cash in for what is due to her, she does not. And that's why the children of the slaves, the children of the African Americans, that's why today they have not much. I wouldn't say not much. They have nothing.
Let's talk about that. They act like they have nothing. And I want to make that a correction. They act like they have nothing. So while I was doing this video, I didn't have the proof of what I wanted. But now that I've been to more hoods and more places, what I realize is they're acting like they don't have anything. They're acting because when you come to a place like New Orleans, most of these African Americans, they have property. They have properties in Baton Rouge. They have properties in other parts of the country. They're not poor. So why do they come to New Orleans and gangbang? Why do they come here and raise their children right here when they could go back to the country? So it's the choices they are making. I want to correct that.
Are taught to value what their parents have as riches. They were taught to give it up. They were taught to give it away.
And that's the thing. They come here. That I maintain as still what a positive observation. Because when I come even in New Orleans, the African Americans, they are here. But their land is in the country. They're not taking care of it. The old business that the families used to have is down. So they're not taking care of those things that belong to their ancestors.
Anything that they would want, anything that they would want to have to them, leave it all to Jesus. They want nothing. And that's why most of African Americans are living in rentals when they should have had their own land, when they should have had their own space, their own village, their own cities.
They do. And this is what I'm learning. They do. They do. And they're acting like they don't. Oh my God, this is what I just learned. What I just learned is a lot of the African Americans, they have their own land, they have their own little villages, but they're coming out here acting like they don't. Acting like they ain't got shit. Acting like poverty is a fucking thing to be bragging about. Acting like I should take a role of poverty just because my skin is black. It's a trap. It's a trap.
That's why the situation for the African American slave in the 21st century is as it is. You drop the spiritual ball, somebody else will pick it up and they will pocket it. People think spirituality is free. Why, Hannah? And so Tyler Perry, I don't know if Tyler Perry is giving us, Hannah, to normalize the slave. And all think the slave is normal. Because what happens with the African American slave is it doesn't matter where you're from. It doesn't matter where you come from. The African American slave wants to be right next to the European in his esteem, because he's been taught that in his esteem this is the top. This is where I want to acquire. And for as long as I'm right next to that European, I'm valuable. That's why Hannah goes back into service. That's why Hannah re-enslaves herself back with the choirs over and over. She volunteers her services. That's why. Because when she's not doing those petty jobs and those works that she gives away for free, when she's not doing that, she feels valueless. She has zero value to her psyche. The African American slave psyche has been broken down to where it's only important and relevant when it's in servitude to whom he and she deems worthy, which is the European that he's been attached to since the foundation of this slave state, which is a business. The United States as a business loves this. This works for us. But it doesn't work for the underdog. It never works for the underdog. Just make sure you're not the underdog. But do not sit here, close your mouth, and don't congratulate the European on having done a great job at making the African American slave still slave in this 21st century.
The African American's job is to tell you, well, the white man ain't shit. The white man ain't shit. But if the white man ain't shit, why is it that they are able to put their heads together and collaborate to this 21st century realization? Right now, in the 21st century, Rome, Greek, the Greco-Romano conquering moment, the Christian crusade, all of it has been positively realized. Right now, everything is done. But the African Americans' job is to minimize all of that. That's their jobs. Don't listen to them. Their job is to minimize the achievements so you can let it happen. Because for as long as they keep saying, oh, well, the white man ain't shit, the white man ain't shit, then you will not watch yourself. You will stop working hard, because if the white man ain't shit, then why do you work hard? You will forget about your nation, because if the white man ain't shit, then they can take your nation. But at the same time, you don't see the realities that the white men have put themselves together. The European nations have to put themselves together. They have come to the Americas to label themselves white, and they are taking land, they are taking geography, they are taking culture, they are taking languages, they are taking even our art to destroy all of us and to take over our geography. But the African Americans' job is to facilitate that. Their job is to minimize all of that so you don't see it happening. Their job is to give you enough songs, enough distraction, enough movies, enough, and to talk about racism enough so that you don't see what's going on. They want to take the focus away from geography. They want to put the focus on skin color. Well, skin color cannot give me a country, but my geography is already there. My geography matters.
So in a matter of spirituality speaking, Hannah drops the ball each and every time. She does not account for herself. When it's not Jesus, it's the choirs. It's never Hannah in charge of her. And there is nothing normal about the ways that she uses kindness to be.
So after I did this review I did in 2016, after that, I believe Tyler Perry saw it. I really do. Because after that, he kind of gave her more of another type of role. I don't know if you guys have seen all of my part 1, 2, and 3 of my review of the haves and the have-nots. But after I've done that review, the show totally tried to change Hannah. But it's too late.
Become a sickness. You see? Because Hannah is not spiritually balanced, she uses kindness where it becomes a sickness, where it becomes a disease. Because if you keep being kind to the person who's hurting you, then it's a disease. And so that's why this world is upside down, because the slave is off balance, and the slave in collaboration with the European.
So the African Americans, they don't take responsibility for the destruction they caused with this slavery thing. They think slavery is nice. Slave should be made. Slave should be pitied. You should like a slave. You should be not where I come from. Where I come from, if you let somebody do all of this shit to you, don't come complain to me. Don't come complain to me. It's not funny. It's not in style. I don't want to watch that on TV. I don't want to watch another human, allow another human to do all of that. That's not fair. That's not fair for you to insist that I take that as normal. Who does that except for a human that has been turned into an animal? When a human has been turned into an animal, they're going to allow another human to play with them, to do other things with them. And that's the human you want to be prime human. You want to popularize that human that has been broken down, that turned into an animal, that human that has lost its instinct, that human that has lost all of its senses, you want to put that human in front of me and tell me, well, this is the best human. Because they let me do this to them, they let me do that to them, they don't mind doing it, they don't mind desecrating humanity, they don't mind desecrating God, and all of that is moving against God. But those are the people who think they know God the best because they have Jesus. But everything they do goes against God and goes against Mother Nature, straight up challenge to Mother Nature. But those are the people who think they go into heaven when they straight up challenge Mother Nature's order. Because don't forget, Mother Nature put me in my geography. Mother Nature gave me my culture, but now you come to take away my culture and my geography just on the basis of the color of my skin. It's you who's telling me those things. I don't see no white men telling me this and telling me that, but the African Americans, they insist. They insist.
And with the elitist institutions, they want to make you believe this is normal, that if you feel out of whack, that's why. Look towards the slave and his accomplice and his owner. And for as long they remain together in this alliance, you and me, the other people they see as the other blacks, that's how they see us. They don't see us in our ethnic jurisdiction. They don't see us that way. They see us as a threat. Because to them, being next to the white man and copying and mimicking everything the white man does, reinventing every wheel the white man has invented, the elitists have invented, and coloring it pink. They think if they keep doing that, it will uphold them. So spiritually speaking, Hannah compromises her own self. Her equation will never go below zero sum. It will never go above, I would say. It would never go above zero sum, because whatever grace Hannah has been given, she's already handed it over to the elitists. She's already handed it over to the choirs. So how can she herself have any grace left? Like, who would be so foolish to give Hannah any grace left? And that's why the struggle for the African-American slave remains that way. Hannah will keep being in slavery, and she will keep her children in slavery. It's her job to keep her children in slavery. The elitist has taken on a new shape, a new color, a new form. It no longer has time to micromanage the slaves. It has hired and has positioned other slaves to where they do that job. And Hannah and people like Hannah are slaves, but they will never see that they are slaves. They will never see their purpose because they have been trained just that way.
Okay, and I don't see what's going on with my work that someone would want to shut down my channel, because this is what I have been doing and saying. This is it. This has been my channel, and all of the things I do, those are the things I observe. Those are not the things that I come out and I pull up from my arse. I observe all of those things. They've been part of my observation, and it's been part of my repertoire, my experience. Don't forget, I grew up in New York City. And this is why I don't understand a lot of the Haitians who go and act like they are African Americans now, act like they know Kwanzaa. You don't know what Kwanzaa is. You don't know none of that. None of those things are part of our culture. We don't know Jesus. We don't know churches. None of those things are part of the Haitian tradition. So as my own culture is changing and my own geography is compromised, listen, I can't play around with you. I can't play mimic the movie, mimic the song. I can't play those games with you. Ladies and gentlemen, for you who have a conscience, it doesn't matter what your skin color is, because when you have a conscience, you understand yourself as a human being, and you can love me and I can love you. That's all I'm saying. I'm just asking those blacks to stop limiting my life just based on the color of my skin. Let me be a human in the universe. Let me manifest as I should and as God ordains me to. Stop limiting me. Stop discriminating against my channel. Stop striking the channel. Stop doing crap. I don't have time to come on YouTube like I used to, but it doesn't mean that I've changed. I love to evolve, but it would be very hard for me to change. I'm already in my essence. I'm growing, of course, but within my growth, I will still be the same woman. You know. I bid you all a good day. Happy Tuesday to you. Don't forget to click the thumbs up and share this. I don't know what they do in YouTube, how they share. I don't even know. I don't even ask people to subscribe anymore. My channel is not monetized. My channel is not going for how many people are on here. Like, I'm not even on that trip where I'm a threat. I have taken down any type of notion of my YouTube channel that anybody would see as a threat. I took it away. I took away the money. I took it away so that you people can let me be. Let me be. You African Americans, you have to learn how to let other people be. I don't know you just because you have my skin color. I have a lot of African American friends. I hope they don't like me just because I'm black, but in my esteem, I just love them and like them because we are who we are. And because we connect, we make each other laugh, we connect. But it's not because their skin color is black. Stop ruining my life. Golly. I'm very sorry. I didn't say good morning to Madame Michelle Turner. Good morning to you. Good morning to HDH TV. Good morning to all of you. Good morning. Happy day to you guys. Good morning.